So we are moving now to the second task group, TGB2. This presentation was prepared by myself with the help of Georgios Belokas from Greece. And I will show you his very important contribution to this report. So this second task group had as objectives to prepare and analyze standard simplified examples, and mainly to rework the previous examples done by the former Evolution Group 3, and also to add the new topics, that means ground improvement, soil reinforcement, rock mechanics, and others. And also, of course, to provide feedback regarding the draft text. As Gunilla was mentioning, we started this work in 2021, working on these design examples based in our work on the PT draft. And after that, we revised it at least twice for adapting to the modifications that were brought to the next drafts, next versions of the draft. So it was a triple work at least, if not more than this. And it was not so easy to come back again and rework and keeping up with all the revisions that were brought to the draft. In total, in TGB2, we had 39 members coming from 17 countries from Europe. So I think that it was pretty much representative for our geotechnical community in Europe. We worked in subgroups, and above all those subgroups, we had an advisory group made from those people: Martin Ziegler, Joaquin Perez Romero, Sebastiano Foti, Vincent Labius, and Vitol Bogush. And they tried to supervise this activity. And then we had some subgroups led by a convener for each topic that was tackled. And for instance, here is the subgroup A for spread foundations. Witold from Poland was the convener of this group, and they prepared two examples: spread foundation on clay and on sand. And you can see here the authors of these design examples coming from Poland, Germany, Portugal, and Ireland. I will not read all the names because we don't have so much time for reading all those names. Subgroup B, pile foundations, Patrick Heinsen from the Netherlands was the convener, and they prepared 5 design examples, designing pile either by static load test, soil profiles, model pile, by ground parameters, but also including a pile draft foundation example. And you can see here the people who worked in this subgroup. For subgroup C, retaining structures, led by Stuart Hardy from UK, they prepared 3 design examples: gravity retaining wall on sand and on clay, the second one on clay, and also propped embedded retaining wall in drained conditions. And here are the names of the 4 people who worked on these examples. Subgroup D was the hydraulic ULS, convened by Joaquin Perez Romero from Spain, and they prepared 3 design examples. In fact, there are more than 3 because there are variations, let's say, within each one. Uplift, two design examples for uplift, and one for heave, for seepage under the diaphragm wall. And they had a very small group of 3 people, including Joaquin and also Ira and Helen. For subgroup E, slopes and embankments, convener was Torben Thorsen from Denmark, and they prepared 3 design examples: slope stability, a road embankment on a very soft clay, and another embankment on soft clay. Also, a very small group of 3 people worked on those examples. Subgroup F, which is the new topic on ground improvement, and here Karolina Tribocka from Poland did a very difficult job. 4 design examples were developed, 1 for each of the 4 groups of ground improvement techniques. And here is the group who worked on the final design examples. And for reinforced fields, the convener was Martin Ziegler from Germany, and they developed 2 design examples, a reinforced wall with geogrids and a geogrid reinforced slope, with only 2 people that left in this subgroup. And after the decision was taken for the final draft of part 3 to split the reinforced fields and the soil nailed structures, Natalia Maca from Poland took the lead of this subgroup, and she developed a very nice design example on soil nail wall. And also we had the subgroup H for rock mechanics. Here we had some problems over the years to have people involved in this topic, but at the end, with the help of Luis Lamas and Jose Estaire, and also Gunilla and Witold, we managed to have 2 design examples for spread foundation on rocks and verification of a rock slope stability. So all those people worked very hardly to put together all the information and to develop, we think, very useful design examples. Here is the future report that was sent just some less than 2 weeks ago to JRC to be reviewed and also published. We have almost 270 pages, including an abstract, a foreword from EC7, an executive summary, and an introduction. And for every chapter, for every clause of Eurocode 7, we have an introduction presenting the key changes for those readers who maybe are not so familiar with everything that happened in the revision of Eurocode 7. There is a general design methodology with flowcharts, not for all the topics, and those flowcharts, as I said before, were developed by Yorgos Belokas from Greece, and we have the design examples themselves. And here I would like to show you some of the flowcharts that were developed. This one is for a general design methodology for ultimate limit state by calculation. And this is, I think, not also very useful, but is incorporating a lot of work and a lot of understanding of those 4 parts, those 4 documents that we need to have on our table when we are working. So probably for the other topics that are not covered now, and even at national level, we should do a little bit more work in order to provide our designers with a clear flow of the design. There are others, as for here, for it is continuing what I showed you before for the general design methodology for ULS by calculation, showing all the provision, the values of the partial factors, and so on. Here is for spread foundations, the flow chart. Of course, we don't have the time to enter into the details, just to show you that it's quite complex, and it's giving you the path to follow during your design. Here is for single pile foundation, and also another one on your right side for pile group foundations. For retaining structures, and also for slopes, cutting, and embankments, and another one for ground improvement. For the others, it was a little bit difficult to establish the flowcharts, but at the end, at national level, we should do it for, as I said before, for providing our designers with all the needed information. The report, I would like to mention that this is not an official guidance of how to use the code. That's for sure. This is not. It is just giving some examples, solved, very simple ones, just to show how the code should be used for these specific examples. In total, we have 25 examples that were solved using the second generation of Eurocode 7 and which were revised according to the final drafts. And also, for most of those examples, there are comparisons with the results of the first generation of Eurocode 7, especially for those examples that have been solved previously by EG3. It is a major improvement also that we managed to have this final report that will be published, because the previous examples from EG3 were not published, and this was a problem for all the previous users of the first generation code. And the flowcharts indeed are the element that can be considered as a guidance element for using the code, giving all the stages that have to be done in order to have a complete design. So now at national level, because we will discuss also this in the EC7 meeting, and also you will see the benchmarking results, it is very important that at national level we will be very involved, and we have to perform some parallel and comparison calculation and other benchmarking in order to calibrate whatever values we will decide to adopt at national level through the national annexes. And also I'm thinking that in many countries, and when I will present myself and Gunilla in the parallel sessions the solution that we got for the benchmarking, I think this will be the main conclusion, that you have to develop technical guidance at national level in order to guide the designers. Because after all, there are 3 parts, a lot of pages, many new concepts, many new developments. It is not so easy to find your way as a designer, and especially as the young designers who maybe didn't have the previous experience in using the first generation. So we need to be all involved in this, and these 2 reports, TGB1 and TGB2, are very useful for leading the way in this development of technical guidance. And last but not least, I would like also to acknowledge all those people that I showed you before, working very hardly to develop these design examples and the flowcharts. So a big thank you to all of you, and I'm pretty sure that this is indeed an added value of the whole series of documents that we will use with this new generation of Eurocode 7. So thank you very much, and thank you for supporting this work of developing the report. Thank you also to Yorgos, who helped me a lot in putting together this vast quantity, I would say, of information, 270 pages. So thank you, everyone.